Well, boys, I wasn't expecting to be here tonight, and luckily for you all, this is a quick preview as to what we think our teams need in the transfer window coming up. So stick around. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. This week it's a different set of three people. My name is James. I still and for always support Arsenal. With me tonight, that is Brad over there. He supports Chelsea. And down below, we got Joel with us this week, repping Newcastle United. Boys, hello. Good evening. Good day. How are you guys?
Good evening. Doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. So Brad, why don't you tell the people what this is going to be all about?
Yeah, so I came up with this awesome idea. Clearly, we are not previewing or reviewing any of the matches. Happy holidays! This is our holiday special transfer window look ahead.
Extravaganza.
We're gonna extravaganza. You're right.
Yeah.
That was the word I used. Extravaganza. We're gonna chat about our teams. Maybe get to some of the spicier ones that aren't our teams because we know Chelsea's gonna be spicy, probably. Newcastle's probably going to be spicy because of the injury crisis.
Yeah.
We'll get over to Sean's Tottenham here too as well. And since it's us three, I don't know. We might just destroy the squad just for fun.
We'll see. We'll see where we get.
Yeah. But I think we rock this from the table down for us three.
So I have to go first.
So I'm sending you first, sir.
Okay.
Quick
Caveat. Oh, we're just doing our league position order.
Yes.
Because we're in the past right now, so we don't necessarily know the results of certain matches that could take place. And so Arsenal might not be first anymore. So
correct. So
have confidence.
They might be. Who knows?
I have confidence that you will be ahead of Chelsea.
Oh God.
And I have confidence you'll be ahead of Newcastle when this releases.
Is it? Yeah, I think we're mathematically ahead of both of you guys. All right. So what does Arsenal need in the transfer window? Obviously everyone's harping on the fact that we don't have like a Victor Osimhen or like an Ivan Toney or something like that. It's like those are the names that are being floated around. But obviously there's also Dominic Solanke has been linked with us. So the positions that we're being linked to mostly are number 9, center forward, and midfield. Those are apparently the two biggest needs that Arteta sees. Word on the street is that he is also looking at fullbacks, which doesn't seem to make sense to me. So I don't know. I think I'd like for us to sign Ivan Toney, but if we sign Ivan Toney, then I think that means I would like to see us move on from Eddie Nketiah. Not necessarily because I dislike Nketiah, but just because it seems like there's no need to have 3 center forwards and Kai Havertz. Seems like that's too many cooks in the kitchen who could play that role. I think I'd be more interested personally in like a David Luiz in the midfield. I think that's probably higher value, but then that's weird because like where does Kai Havertz fit into the midfield if you sign a David Luiz from Aston Villa? Even if you could sign a David Luiz from Aston Villa, I'm not sure.
So if you signed Ivan Toney, where does that put Gabriel Jesus?
I think it
on the bench
rotation. I think they rotate, and they rotate with each other. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of time, and Gabriel Jesus has not had the most stellar injury record this season, and so I think it's just rotation between the two of them. I think they fight it out. I think different profiles for different games, probably.
Because they're two completely different types of strikers.
Absolutely.
Jesus is more of like a false 9 type striker, whereas Ivan Toney is a target man, poacher. So
I'm not really sure necessarily how because like Arteta's been trying to play a more fluid attack. And like that's where you see like the midfield runner from like the left-sided 8 role was Xhaka last year. It's Kai Havertz this year, kind of really filling in and really bolstering that. So like say it's a Douglas Luiz that we bring in, like he can get forward and he can hit the ball. He can score goals. He gets into good positions. But then like Ivan Toney, he doesn't play across the entire front line. He's really a target man. He's like a prima punta. He wants to be in the center of the park. And so it's going to be less fluid. So I don't know if that is better for like the Sakas and the Martinellis of the world. I'm not sure. But it seems to me center forward and central midfielder 8 is kind of what is most likely.
That's interesting to me because your 8s, right? That's Odegaard, Kai Havertz, Fabio Vieira, and Emil Smith Rowe.
Yeah, I mean Fabio's
like that's why
I saw a funny tweet today. It's like Fabio has been injured for the last month, and no one has like felt like we've missed him at all. Like the 35 million we spent on Fabio Vieira could have been spent elsewhere. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. So I would rather always play Emil Smith Rowe over Fabio Vieira every single day of the week.
Yeah, well, the Fabio Vieira transfer just came out of like left field. That seemed like a agent favor. Like it 100% seemed like, hey, that's your boy. All right, we got you.
We're not doing agent favors anymore. Don Raul isn't here anymore, so we're not doing agent favors anymore. But
that's what that felt like.
It felt like he was a good young player who was available for a good fee, and Edu and Arteta were like, oh, absolutely, we can do something with him. And maybe he comes good, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure. He's just injured right now, and we haven't missed him at all. So
yeah. All right, second question.
Okay.
Because we've talked about Toney. If same cost, right? Would you rather have Osimhen or Toney?
Same cost, or just like
same, like the same ramifications, whatever.
The question should be, regardless of cost, would I rather have Victor Osimhen or Ivan Toney?
Whichever way you want to say it, regardless of cost, same cost, whatever.
I mean, my assumption is that Victor Osimhen is a more complete player. I think he is more skillful, but does that necessarily translate into being better in the Premier League? I'm not sure. Ivan Toney has played in England. He's played well in England.
And he also hasn't kicked the ball in 8 months.
That's not true. He's been training for the last 4 months. I think he started training in September, and he's been playing in some behind closed doors friendly. So like, it's not that he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing competitively, which is a big difference. Do I like Ivan Toney at 60 million better than I like Victor Osimhen at 130 million? I think so.
I think we both agree on that one.
Didn't Osimhen just sign a new contract as well?
Yes,
with the release clause in there.
Yeah, and so
he's not going anywhere then.
Well,
the idea was he got paid, and Napoli will get paid.
I think that was the idea. The idea was that he had 18 months left on his contract, and Napoli and Osimhen kind of came to an agreement that like, hey, this is the valuation. There are teams that are going to meet it, and so when they meet it, the transfer happens. So I think it's like a, hey, we're just setting the price kind of thing.
Osimhen is also 3 years younger, if that plays into it at all.
I mean, it does, but he's much leaner. Ivan Toney is a stout man.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just leery of 130 million pounds on one player.
Yeah, I mean, I have fears, especially in January. Coming in January, well, you're expected to hit the ground running.
Osimhen's not happening in January. Osimhen would be a summer transfer. And so, like, that's why there's talk of signing Solanke now. Like, you don't want to have to. I don't know what Brentford is valuing Toney at. Go ahead. Sorry, no. You go ahead. I'm getting along here.
Where's Sean at? Because Solanke is another Cobham graduate.
Do the Solanke panky. So I think it's center forward, and I think it's number 8, and I think I would prefer Toney because I'm considering the cost. If I'm not considering the cost, then maybe I slightly value Osimhen more, but I think I have to consider the cost, and I have to consider the profile that is Ivan Toney. Maybe Victor Osimhen comes to England and he's a stud, but maybe he's not.
Baller.
And 130 is a lot of money, and you're not going to recoup that. So. Yeah.
Awesome. So do you think any other signings or loanings in to cover some injuries?
I don't think so. I would be surprised if we sign anyone else. I could see some departures. There's I mean, obviously the Aaron Ramsdale thing is ever present. I know Arteta says he doesn't want to sell him and that he's not going to sell him, but I could see a world where we sign, I don't know, a veteran backup, like an older veteran backup on loan or something like that, like a Scott Carson type player of the world. I'm not sure who, but you know what I mean. Like I could see a world where we sign someone like that, a David De Gea. Like maybe Arteta goes out and he convinces David De Gea to come play for 6 months at Arsenal, and then we sell Aaron Ramsdale to Chelsea or Newcastle. I could see that happening. I could see Thomas Partey going to Juventus in January. So, I mean, Declan Rice has basically solidified that number 6 role.
100%.
And Partey's not seeing the pitch unless it's Declan Rice as the 8, which could happen. But I don't know. So, I could see some departures. Obviously, Eddie Nketiah if we sign a forward. But yeah, that's about it. I can't really think of any loans, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta pulls something out of his hat. So
yeah, well, and the thing with Tony is Brentford are 100% willing to do a loan to buy, obligation to buy option, because they did that with
Raya. They
Raya,
did with Raya,
right?
but I don't know if they'll do it again. I mean, maybe. I mean, it seems to me that Ivan Toney has intimated at least that he wants to join Arsenal.
Yeah,
and maybe that plays a role. I'm not sure. So
awesome. All right, Mr. Joel, sir. With all of these injuries, with all of this chaos, with all of the European football is no longer a thing. You are out of the the second most prestigious cup in England, the EFL Cup at time of recording.
This guy. Wait, you say at time of recording, like they could get back in between now and when this podcast
No, I'm saying
drops.
they're out now. They have left the tournament.
But nobody knows that we're recording this like the day after that happened. I mean, obviously they know that now, but
now they do.
Like it's coming out like a week from today, this podcast. So like, of course they would be out. Anyway,
whatever. Thanks for the reminder, Brad.
I had to sneak it in there somewhere. I had to find a way to get that jab in. What do you see Newcastle doing? And will Lewis Hall ever see the field?
This is an interesting one, and I have a follow-up question. Maybe a primer question. Do you know what the financial fair play implications are for Newcastle? Like, is there any indication on how much money they can spend?
Not a clue.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Honestly, I don't know. I think the first position Newcastle need is a goalkeeper now. Pope's out for the rest of the season, so until May. So they need a keeper. Dubravka's not good enough. He's played 4 games, conceded 10, 11 goals. He's just not good enough. It's like straightforward, not good enough. He was a goalie when Rafa was there. We were finishing 14th, 15th. Like, he's just not the keeper to keep Newcastle in the European race. So I think they need a striker, because as good as Isak and Wilson are, they're not fit enough. Like, they're not fit enough of the time. So right now, Wilson just came back. He can't play a game every 3-4 days because he'll pull. Like, he's just injury prone.
He's looked really good. He's looked really good in the games he's played.
But he can't play every 3 games. Like, every 3 days. It's just.
I think James has a striker for you. Are you taking Nketiah?
He's third choice. I mean, he's. I don't think he's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Newcastle shouldn't need another striker because Wilson and Isak are good enough, but because they're out injured so much.
It's almost like you'd want a forward player that could play across the entire front line. And
we have that. We have that in Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, but another one, like you know what I mean? Like instead of just buying another number 9 to have a third number 9, you'd rather have a more versatile player.
Well, the problem with Gordon, he's now out injured because Caicedo ripped his Achilles off.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it Caicedo or was it Cucurella?
That was Caicedo. Cucurella just had surgery, bro.
Oh,
he's out.
It was the most obvious red card, and it was, of course, 2 minutes into the game
And
It was so
quick,
bad.
quick timeout. This is not within the scope of this discussion whatsoever,
But we're here now.
But we're here now, and like Bruno Guimaraes had quite a tackle on whoever that youth product is at Chelsea. He absolutely obliterated this kid.
Yes.
And Eddie Howe has the temerity to come out after the game and complain about tackles when Bruno Guimaraes
Bruno's was a yellow card.
So was Caicedo's.
I didn't see the
Caicedo got a yellow.
I didn't see it, so I can't speak on it. But like
Bruno was obviously he was late and he knew he was going to be late, but he just went in and it was frustration. He went in and just clattered the fella. It was a yellow card. He wasn't going to injure him. He wasn't going to harm him. It was a yellow. But Caicedo, he scraped his studs down the back of Gordon's leg.
I think both are red cards.
No, absolutely not. Bruno was a yellow, hands down. Okay with that. Caicedo was. If I'm okay with Caicedo being a yellow, if VAR, let's pretend VAR never existed. I'm fine with a yellow, but we have VAR in today's game. Obviously, not in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal. If VAR was there, he'd be off the pitch.
I think I said that too as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
100% he's out.
And I also
that Bruno one he's gone to.
No, 100% not.
Bruno apparently is the love child of VAR because the guy never gets anything like adjudicated against him by VAR. Like Son.
Yeah, I don't think that one was it.
Homie thought Newcastle was winning in the penalty shootout.
Anyway, I apologize. I didn't mean to derail your thoughts. Would you take Aaron Ramsdale as a goalkeeper? Because this is a weird question. This is a weird question for Newcastle because obviously Nick Pope is really good. So
what's the point in signing Aaron Ramsdale on a permanent deal?
That's my question. Is he an upgrade over Nick Pope or not?
No, I don't think so.
He's not. He's not enough of a clear upgrade. So
I think that's it. Yeah,
you're not looking. You would either want a very obvious, clear upgrade over Nick Pope, someone who is there to displace Nick Pope, or you'd want somebody who is clearly there to be his deputy once he gets back.
I think there's a really obvious choice on the market right now, which is David De Gea.
100%. That's the most obvious choice there is right now.
There's obviously his wage demands will be way higher than anyone else.
But if there's a team that can pay it, it's Newcastle.
You almost said Saudi.
I did almost say Saudi Arabia. I apologize.
But Newcastle, the owners
maybe that's how it happens. Is he signs to a Saudi Arabian club and then they loan him to Newcastle.
Why would they go that route? They may as well just sign him.
Because there is no financial fair play in Saudi. So then you do a 10% wage bill that Newcastle has to cover.
I don't know. Anyway, I think goalie's the most obvious because our first choice is out and Dubravka's not good enough. I think, honestly, actually, a centre-back would be good because Botman's just been out for 3 months. Just come back. Cher is now out injured. Lascelles has been playing a game every 3 days for the last 3 months. And after that, we're down to Paul Dummett.
Is there anybody in the academy or Dan Burn? I'm just curious. I'm asking because I don't know.
Dan Burn can play centre back. Yep. I don't think
Dan Burn's a good boy.
I don't think he's as good as Lascelles, Shah, Botman, anywhere near it. But
no.
The good thing is, what gives me hope, what gives me excitement is how good Tino Livramento is. Because
he is a baller.
Left back was a position I really was worried about when Burn got injured, but Livramento has made it his own. He's bossing out there. So,
a beast mode.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he a permanent signing?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, 30 million.
Yeah, and we collected over half of that from Southampton.
I think Newcastle also need a centre midfielder.
It doesn't matter. I know. Center midfield. Okay, so who are you? So all right, so center back. A goalie we said De Gea. Center back who?
Permanent transfer to better the first team. Tomori. I'd love to have Tomori from AC Milan.
Interesting.
Tomori's
he was so good against us.
Do you think that Milan? You guys got scammed. You guys got scammed by Milan once this summer. We going back to Milan too?
I don't think it's going to happen. But he's a young English rock of a centre back, and I
Yeah.
think that I think he'd be amazing. I don't
He's
think
a
it'll
burner
happen.
too.
I wonder
If I've got a wand, get Tomori.
I wonder if he was playing at Newcastle, if Southgate would give him more consideration
Probably.
for England.
Southgate doesn't really give anyone from Newcastle. Trippier, but then apart from that, we don't really get anyone.
Was there really
So-
anybody there I mean, Kellen Wilson on form?
I think that Sean Longstaff deserves a call up over Calvin Phillips.
You can
think
put anybody over Calvin Phillips, but okay.
I think Sean Longstaff has definitely earned it.
Haven't you guys been linked to Calvin Phillips?
Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll happen. I think he
That's what I
looks
was
like
going
he's
to
at
say.
Juve, but it'd be nice to see Calvin Phillips in black and white of Newcastle, not Juve.
Yeah, that's the other option
Right.
for him apparently. Okay, so your main priority: goalkeeper, center back, and then center forward. It seems like you're like attacker.
You know what? I'd probably go centre midfielder over a striker. Come
Okay.
to think of it, because Tonali's out
Yeah.
for the whole season.
Yep.
Joel Linton's injured with a hamstring problem. Joe Willock's out for a long time.
Yeah.
Sean Longstaff has just come back from an injury. Like we're spread thin again. Miley has been amazing, which is cool.
You're not gonna be able to rely on him for 6 months because he's so young.
No.
Like you're gonna get a lot of inconsistency out of a 17-year-old, and like that's the nature of it. And he needs to mature, and like it's a great way to mature. But if your goal is to try and finish in the European place as a center midfielder, makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah. So short-term goalie De Gea. If you give me a wand, magic wand, I'd take Tomori at centre back. Midfielder for the short term. Honestly, I'd take Calvin Phillips. I think Eddie Howe would be good with him. Actually, I changed my mind on Conor Gallagher. I think he's a great player, but I think Eddie Howe would make him even better than he is.
Conor Gallagher.
This is a good segue into Chelsea because isn't there rumor that Chelsea are going to have financial fair play constraints, excuse me, and so there is talk that because Conor Gallagher is an academy product, his sale would be pure FFP profit. So there is talk that he would be sold, even though he's playing exceptionally well for Chelsea right now. Maybe your best player.
Yes, but there's also 2 other players that'll probably be sold in January. That will be pure profit as well.
Who?
Trevor Chalobah and Ian Maatsen.
Okay,
that Bruno ran over.
Trevor Chalobah hasn't played in at least 6 months. So who is buying him?
Bayern. Tommy Tuchel wants him. You guys are looking at me crazy. That's been the link the whole time.
That was the link in August.
But it's stayed there.
Why would he go to Bayern? He's not going to get a minute.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by that one personally. Okay. So and then Ian Maatsen.
He was wanted by.
He's a child, isn't he?
Our whole team is children. 21.
He's a child.
Well, we
accepted
I apologize, Mr.
a bid. Mr. Maatsen. Yeah, he's 21. I was right. All right, sweet. Look at that.
I'm a boomer, so yeah, that's a child.
We had a bid accepted for him from Burnley this summer.
For how much though?
Like 30, 35.
I just don't see anyone paying. Maybe I'm wrong.
Burnley wants that. Burnley is apparently still in for him, and so is Pep. So I might be able to squeeze 40 mil out of Pep.
Why?
Again, he doesn't get a minute at City.
I'm just telling you who's connected with him.
But he's not even getting minutes at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I love Colwell. I'm a huge Colwell fan. I think like that's been said a ton. I don't know why he's playing left back and not center back. Especially when you like.
Ian
Maatsen is the only left back on the market.
You got that Rolls-Royce defender in Badiashile, so that's why he's center back.
He's useless.
He's not good.
God bless. That was such a terrible mistake yesterday.
I forgot. I couldn't remember what his name was when I saw him playing. I was like, and I don't watch a lot of Chelsea, so like, forgive me.
He's also been injured for like
number 5. Who is number 5 for Chelsea? This guy, and I was like, man, this guy looks like he's like 4 stone too heavy. Like he just needs to like in the same way that I look at Reece James, I wonder what you guys are feeding them at the training ground, because I look at Reece James and I'm like, if he lost 25 pounds, he would be lightning fast and he'd be strong. And I looked at Badiashile and I was like, man, this guy is just too big. He needs to lose like 20
he's
pounds.
massive.
Yeah, but he's not agile, or at least in the limited amount of time I've watched him, he doesn't seem agile. So
Oh,
I
this is also
digress.
his like second or third game
All right,
back.
all right. So there's a couple potential departures. What are
Yes.
the signings that you think that Chelsea should make?
Could be a long list.
This will be interesting. This will be telling. I think.
Maybe a goalie and that's it.
Shut up, Brad. What position are you in the league? 13th, 12th, 11th?
12th.
And you're happy with just a new goalie?
So
and healthy.
You just think it's an
healthy.
Injury and time to gel thing.
Yes. 100%.
Chelsea have scored 28 goals this season.
Yes.
That's not enough, Brad.
That's all. That's
Joel,
all competition.
You've had
an
injury. Hold on. You've had an injury problem for a month.
Yeah.
We've had it for 18.
But your team has spent $1 billion.
I have.
It's United.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 players on this list, and most of them have probably played a minute.
Surely you need a striker. And Kunku, Nicholas Jackson's not good enough.
I want Brozier playing up front. I want Brozier playing and see what he's got. I don't want us wasting anymore. Because here's what the Chelsea think tank is doing. They're not going to buy somebody with experience. Like Osimhen is probably the most experienced player we're looking at if Ivan Toney doesn't come to us. And I don't think Ivan Toney technically fits the profile that they bought. We haven't bought a player besides Nkunku over 23.
James, do you ever think that this is similar to like Man United, but Chelsea have gone from Drogba leading the line to being happy with Nicholas Jackson to John Terry at centre back to Disasi to Lampard in midfield to Caicedo?
It's an entirely different ethos under this new regime than the Roman Abramovich era. And to be fair,
that wasn't sustainable. Like I think we all
what? Brad.
That wasn't Brad. We were running on fumes at the end of that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who would you say is the most successful English team in the 21st century?
Chelsea.
Then what are you saying? It's not sustainable.
By the end of that, we needed a squad. We were barely hanging in there.
It ran out of steam because Roman Abramovich's money got cut off, and you guys couldn't spend any more money. If Roman Abramovich,
they won the Champions League in 2021, Brad.
Exactly. If Roman Abramovich was able to spend like he would be willing to and wanted to, you guys would still be in the shout for the Champions League easily every year. If Abramovich was still the owner and there was no war in Ukraine and none of his money was tied up by the UK government, I fully believe Chelsea would be what they were 5 years ago. Because you guys just would have invested. You wouldn't have spent £100 million on like the Caicedos and the Enzo Fernandezes. I think you guys would have signed Jude Bellingham for $150 million. Because you guys, you
know what's funny about that? Frank wanted to sign him at $20 million, and they wouldn't go for it.
Like that's my point.
But here's where I think that ownership group would take that shot on Jude now, not knowing what he would become.
Yeah,
right?
Well, certainly. Yeah, but that's because
that's what this ownership.
The current claim from the owners group is, we just want to sign every single young English player that has ever played in an academy in England. We want to have the 30 best young English players, and like that's all well and good, but I don't think that. I don't know. I think that Chelsea's.
Brad.
Huh?
Just to confirm, you would only want Chelsea to sign a better keeper, nothing else.
Yes.
You don't. What? But okay.
If we sell, then buy. But like, I don't think there's that.
You've got a realistic magic wand.
Yeah.
Just a keeper.
Yeah.
You wouldn't replace Thiago Silva at 40 years old. You wouldn't replace.
How long do you want Thiago Silva to play for Chelsea?
Look, for this season, for this season, he's fine. Like we have look, if everybody's healthy, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 center backs. The pairing is Fofana and Colwill is the best pairing that we have at center back.
Fofana, When was the last time Wesley Fofana played for
This
Chelsea
is
Football
why I've
Club?
been trying to tell you guys is we've
How-
been in an injury crisis for 18 months.
How do
He
you
started the season with us,
Sign
then blew
someone
out his
new.
knee.
Sign someone new.
How do you think he's like? He hasn't played competitive football in like a year and a half. He's not like he might never play football at the level that he played before, and he was still getting skinned by Martinelli left, right, and center the last time he played. So like,
Brad,
bro,
you wouldn't replace Raheem Sterling.
In a perfect world, sure. Yes, you can get rid of Raheem, but like I'm not. Look, I'm
Who's your striker?
Broja. Like I said, I want to rock with Broja.
okay, I want you to rock with Broja too.
He'll get 3 to 5 goals a season. Like that's the kind of striker that is.
I think you're both wrong, but that's fine. We'll see what happens.
But like even if Broja's a 10 goal a year striker, that's still not
See,
good
I think
enough
he's
to
a
win you the
15 to
league.
20 goal. I think he's a 15 to 20 goal striker.
What indication do you have that he's a 20 goal a year striker?
He got 10 at Southampton when he was playing regularly, with
10 at
little
Southampton.
to with
10
little
at
to no
Southampton.
with little to no support.
Who was swinging balls into him? Who was that? Who was Southampton's dead ball take? Who was their free kick taker? Who is West Ham's current dead ball kicker?
Yeah, homie.
James Ward-Prowse. Literally
Right.
one of the probably the best spot kick like dead ball strikers of the ball in the world right now at Southampton with Broja. I would like to see how many of those Broja goals were from set pieces, how many of them were for corners, from set pieces, how many of them were in the run of play, because I bet if you look back, I bet a majority of them are from corners and from set pieces.
I'm just
So
telling
Brad,
you, I want Broja. I think, huh?
He scored 1 goal for Chelsea last season in 12 games. And he scored 6 goals in 32 games for Southampton in 2021-22.
Hey, I want
Yep.
Chelsea. I want Chelsea to rock with Broja for the next 10 years. That's my guy.
Yeah, heck yeah. 6 goals in
We'll see.
32 games.
We'll see.
I think you are
I don't think I'm wrong.
I think you're a bit too emotionally attached to these players, which is strange for me to say because I am very emotionally attached to Arsenal players. I don't think that you're thinking about this critically enough. I don't think you're thinking about this ruthlessly enough.
You wouldn't change a right back? You wouldn't get rid of Reece James, replace him?
No.
That's
But that one I am emotionally.
That's entire
That
emotion.
one I am 100% emotion.
I think you're emotional about
replace
every
Reece James,
single
never.
position out there.
Yeah. And the only
Thiago
reason,
Silva,
the only
Levi
reason you're not
Colwill.
emotional about goalkeeper is because you just signed Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
In 18
Probably,
months,
maybe.
18 months, if Sanchez has been playing well, you wouldn't want to see an upgrade. Because you didn't want to see Eduardo Mendy go for a long time.
No, correct.
And the guy was.
But Mendy was a baller, though. I think we all he ran out of form.
He's
But
better than Sanchez. Better than Sanchez.
Probably.
Yeah.
Has no confidence.
As a straight shot stopper, I think you're correct. But I don't even think. Wait.
Wow.
They're probably even.
Isn't Sanchez injured?
Yeah.
Yes.
So who's your keeper now? What's his name? Petrovic?
You didn't see him save that penalty?
This is not
look,
the take
I want to
was
rock.
expecting. This is not
Really?
the take I was expecting from Brad.
I mean, what would you do? Let's see.
I don't think that you would. I don't think that you would come out and be like, "Well, we need to sign, £200 million worth of players." But like let's brass tacks this here. Mykhailo Mudryk has not been playing good enough for Chelsea. You need more depth on the wings, on both wings. You need center back help. You need to improve at center back. That's just like Thiago Silva, even if he is top 5 like you think he is, which I don't think he is anymore. He is old. His lifespan playing at the high level for Chelsea is abruptly coming to an end. So if you need center back depth, you need a new right back. I mean, maybe Disasi is that guy. I don't, or whoever it is.
It's
Gusto. Thank you. Sorry. Maybe it's Gusto. Maybe it is. I don't know. You need left back help. Is Cucurella the guy? Ben Chilwell can't be on the pitch.
Cucurella can't stay healthy either. The
biggest issue is that you guys have spent 250 million pounds on central midfielders. Well, you spent more than that. You spent like 280 million pounds on central midfielders. It was like 130 for Enzo, 100 for Caicedo, and 50 for Lavia.
Has Lavia
Yeah.
played a game yet?
No, because
He
he's
broke
been
his foot.
injured. And so like
He broke
it
his
just
foot in practice.
you have so much money invested in midfield that it's like, yeah, we need more midfielders, but we've already spent a cool £250 million on it.
Yeah, I think Chelsea need a right back. I think Chelsea need a striker, and I think they need a left back, and
Yeah.
a centre back.
Right back, left back, center back. I think you could upgrade over Sanchez. I think
that
you
would
need
be that's not a key one. I don't think that's like urgent
it's
keeper.
it's not urgent, but like Sanchez is not the guy that's going to win you the Premier League in my opinion.
No, but Nicholas Jackson isn't, or Brozier. They're not the guys who are going to.
That's my point as well. So like we got left back, right back, at least one center back. You need a center forward, a goalkeeper. I think you need winger help or like wide player help. Like I think the list is longer than you think it is. I think Sterling is good. But
but I don't think he's what he was at City.
I mean, Cole Palmer is a great player.
That's
but he can't carry the
Cole
team.
Palmer's he's a great penalty taker.
He's better than that. He's more than just a penalty taker.
Joel wants to be salty. Nkunku, you guys have I get it. He's just here. You haven't seen him at Nkunku, Palmer, Sterling,
Madueke
up top. Like I'm here. I think we have enough up front. I do. When healthy. That's my kind of look, I just want us to be healthy. That's all I want this Chelsea squad to be is healthy.
All right. Well, quickly, who do we think Spurs should sign?
I think Spurs need to work on their defense. I was looking at this. Spurs have conceded the most goals out of the top 8.
Yeah.
Top 7, sorry. They've conceded the most out of the top 7 teams currently. So I think they need to shore up their defense.
100%.
I don't watch a whole lot of Tottenham games.
And
unless it's like a big game, but
and you know what? I think they could probably get a loan move for 6 months. For Harry Kane, have him come back.
There's a winter break in Germany now. Get him back for a couple of weeks.
And maybe they could do a swap deal. They'll send Richarlison to Germany and take Harry Kane.
Even swap, right? They're probably worth the same.
Yeah,
absolutely. Realistically, though, like I think Spurs definitely need a center back.
Center back.
But then, like, I'm not entirely sure. Like, beyond that, what they maybe like another midfielder, but like
they're going to need another midfielder for January at least.
Oh yeah, because of AFCON. Yeah, they're gonna get decimated by AFCON.
They're gonna get destroyed. It's gonna be a Højbjerg skip.
Yeah.
Madison's not back yet.
Bentancur is he still injured? Probably.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh yeah, he re-injured himself. I think.
Yeah, he did.
Late February.
Center back first, and I think center mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And probably an out-and-out striker too, right? Like do we think Richarlison is good enough?
No, I don't. He's scored a few goals recently, but I don't think he's the guy.
Here's a better question for you, Brad.
Yeah.
Who is better, Richarlison or Brozier?
Brozier.
I mean, Richarlison has goals. At least he has goals. Brozier doesn't really have that.
Brozier's played like 30 minutes.
All right, I don't need any context. I'm just here for the hot takes.
Because that's a good one.
Yeah, jump in the comments below. Who would you take on your team, Brozier or Richarlison? Quick rapid fire. Aston Villa. What do they need? Who knows? You guys, we don't pay enough attention to Aston Villa. Manchester City. What does Manchester City need? I don't think they need anything.
De Bruyne to come back.
Yeah, right. Like, we did Tottenham. What does Manchester United need?
Everything.
More than Chelsea.
More than Chelsea. Everything. Well, according to you, Brad, everyone needs more than Chelsea because
according to both of y'all, they need more than Chelsea.
Man United need a big overhaul.
I think Man United need 2 years to clear out all of the rot and to slowly amass committed young players who are willing to fight for the badge.
Brad, would you take Marcus Rashford at Chelsea?
No.
Really?
All right.
We've had this conversation. Yes. No.
Well, I don't think Poch is getting anything out of Marcus Rashford. I'm convinced Arteta could get something out of Marcus Rashford. I'm convinced.
I think Eddie Howe could.
None of us care about West Ham, Brighton, Chelsea. Yeah, I mean, we just don't have enough context around the other teams. We don't watch them enough to know what their workings in and around those clubs are. Brad, what does Sheffield United need to stay promoted or not to get relegated? Excuse me.
Hold on. Well, you mean what do they need to not be to beat Derby County or to not beat Derby County's record?
You know what
I have
Sheffield
no
needs?
idea.
They need a goal scorer and they need a bunch of defenders just looking at their goals for and against. They've scored 12
Yeah.
goals and conceded 43. That is
Yeah.
not that's not conducive to survival in the Premier League. All right,
I think this bottom three are down already.
I think so too.
I think so.
Especially with Everton picking up all those points.
I think this will be the first time that all three teams go down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. All right, jump in the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think. If we didn't cover your team, I know we didn't talk Liverpool. So all of the Liverpool supporters in the chat, drop a drop a line for us what you guys think Liverpool need. Let us know what you guys think. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm at James Tiffany, at KS Brad G. And then Joel can be reached at Joel Finley 16. Collectively, we are at redcard_radio. Join our Discord, talk with us there, or just drop a comment on this, and we will get back to you. We will. This is only one episode this week. We're just doing this one short thing, and then it's not short actually, but just one little thing, and then we will be back. I guess the first week of January with the regular schedule. So yeah, until then, I hope you all have enjoyed Boxing Day, and the day after Boxing Day, and the day after Boxing Day. Lots of football. So I hope you guys are watching, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a happy New Year.